Hello everyone and welcome to Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. This is a zombie survival roguelike. It normally has ASCII graphics, ASCII graphics, but I go ahead and installed a tileset, which will there be a link in the description. Um, this is a pretty brutal game. I've modified a few of the settings to make it a little bit easier, but also at the same time harder. So I made it so that skill doesn't decay. Normally, if your character doesn't use a skill for a while, like a day or two, they start to forget the skill. But I've gone ahead and removed that. And then on top of that, I've changed the world settings. Let me go ahead and just generate a new world. I've got a world already made for my fun time save. So with the mods, I'm going to go ahead and use the medieval content pack just in case I find a history museum, because that might be kind of cool to run around with the battle axe. I'm going to use the old guns pack and Ice Coon's weapons pack, which is just a bunch of guns. I'm not going to use Dino mod because I don't want to use Dino mod. I've changed the settings to default so that whenever I die, it deletes the world. So if I die, that's the end of the LP. There is going to be nothing but classic zombies, so we're not going to have any of the shockers and the grabber zombies or anything weird like that. I kind of just wanted to, excuse me, do sort of your traditional zombie survival story. There will be no random NPCs, so there's not going to be random survivors just running around. Spawn rates normal. Static NPCs is false, meaning that the NPCs will not be spawned at the beginning, like the survivors and stuff like that. And the static spawn true means that when the world spawns or world generates, all of the zombies that are going to be there spawn. So that means that whatever's there is going to be there. Once they die, they die. I'm going to go ahead and just hit random a few times. Elk view sounds good. Go ahead and generate that. Then we're going to go to a new game. We're going to create a custom character in Elk view. Now for my characters, I tend to pick the profession first and kind of build off of an idea. And, you know, I kind of just wanted to pick something at random. What is scoundrel? Flexible outlook on the law, the scuffles you've been in and avoided at the bar, and your impressive ability to weasel your way out of the consequences of your actions. All those skills have helped ensure your survival, but how much longer will they hold out? So they start out with dodging, unarmed combat, cutting weapons, melee, and bartering. So that's a pretty good skill set. Comes with a pick lock kit, which you can kind of interchange between like a crowbar. Crowbars mash things open, but they cause a lot of noise. Hoodie, tank top, cargo pants, sneakers, some cannabis, a lighter, some rolling papers, and a switchblade. So that's a pretty good one. I'm going to go pick that. So if you go into traits, let's say, since he smokes a lot, it's good with addictive personality. See, he's got a... I don't know the glass jaw yet. Let's see. Lactose intolerance. That's a pretty kind of general thing because a lot of people are lactose intolerant, but I mean, any milk you'll find is rotten anyway. Any pudding or anything like that's gonna be rotten, so whatever. So he's a lightweight. And let's see. Ugly, truth teller. It's kind of gamey points by stuff because, I mean, there's no NPCs, you know. Wool allergy is another good one because you can just alternate it between other clothes. There's one that forgetful. Now forgetful is kind of a gamey choice for me this time because I turned skill erosion off, so I'm essentially just giving myself 3 points. So I'll admit to that. Let's go into the skills. Let's go with well, we want fleet-footed because it means you move faster. We want quick. Where's quick? We want quick because it means you get more action points. It means you can do more in that time. Let's see. Robust genetics is usually a pretty good one, but I haven't found any sort of radiation stuff that has made me mutate yet. So there's that. Let's go with... let's just buy points. Let's just go buy some skill points. Let's bring strength up. Let's bring perception up. And dexterity a little bit. Let's make that 12 so that we do a little bit more damage. Then we go into skills. Now we're already going to start with some basic general stuff. I want to start with a little bit of fabrication. I need a little bit of survival, because that's going to let us start out with the ability to make some okay weapons, and also make survival knives, the stone knives and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and just hit random a few times. Let's key Anthony Patterson. Let's get a funny name. Let's keep going in. Kamil Kliwison. Sure, why not? Let's go ahead and start the game. And here's where you begin. You start off in a survival shelter. And this is the evac shelter. And the evac shelter is usually empty. Sometimes there's zombies in it, which is pretty unfortunate when that happens. Because you usually don't start off with a weapon. I've got a pocket knife in my hand, in my inventory. We got a wield. We got let's just put the switchblade in. Do we need to activate the switchblade? No, we don't. Okay. So if you look at our map, we are in the middle of nowhere. There's a farm above us, and there's an evac shelter right near us. So that's probably some more supplies we can grab. And if we come up here to the farm, there's usually tons of food in there, which is, you know, pretty good. It's usually away from a lot of stuff. This is a radio station, grocery store, house, nice, fast food restaurant, abandoned storefront, cathedral, clothing store, apartment town. Okay, so there's a lot of really good stuff in this town just below us. That radio station, or excuse me, the grocery store, we can probably find a shopping cart which will let us carry it around, and we can load it full of stuff. And we can just get a ton of food from the grocery store. But the problem is if we get anything that's perishable, or if we put it inside the survival shelter, it'll rot. But I know that usually there's a refrigerator that spawns in the farm area, and when that happens, you can usually keep food for quite a bit longer. Even though the power's not on, it'll still insulate the food and make it survive for a few more days. We don't have any cooking ability, so it's not like we can make any stew, but whatever. So the best thing to really start off with is to get a couple rocks and kind of look around, get some of these like berries and things that are just hanging out. Pick the berries, seeds. We don't really need the seeds, so just leave them. Now we're grabbing a few rocks because the rocks themselves are pretty decent weapons. If you have nothing, you can just throw the rocks. But you can also use the rocks to make weapons. So if we close that, zoom in again, we can wield the rock. We can smash that. So once we smash that, it's going to generate 2x4 nails and some splintered wood. Now if we hit the and sign and go to the crafting menu, we can go to Other and Tools, which will, we want to do stone knife, which still requires some string. So we need thread, sinew, plant fiber, or string. Now if we smash a window, then it's going to give us some glass shards, a couple sheets which we can cut up into rags, and then string, a heavy stick, and some long string. So we don't want to have this broken window around, so we're going to hit the pound sign, and we're going to clean broken window, and then push up to go there. So now we can move this freely without cutting our feet up. So now that stuff's on the ground next to us, we can grab the string. We can go into our inventory, a long string, and we're going to disassemble it. Now disassembling that is going to generate a bunch of small strings which are on the ground at our feet. And then we can go to the crafting menu again, go to Other, and then now we can make a stone knife. And we're going to use the heavy stick that's nearby, because heavy sticks really aren't that great, but 2x4s can be used to build, you know, walls and things like that. So I don't know if I didn't check. Can we make the stone hammer yet? We sure can. We're going to make a stone hammer also. Stone hammer is another really useful tool if you don't have a regular hammer, because you can use it to build things. And so we have an open wall right there. So if we go to the pound sign, we're going to want to board up window, board up broken window frame. So we have a hammer. We need 4 2x4s and 8 nails, which go here. We got a stone hammer. So we're missing the nails and 2x4. So we're going to wield our hammer, and we're going to smash this bench. We're going to smash the benches. Now we're making a lot of noise, and normally you don't want to do this, but there's no zombies around because we're at the shelter. So now if we go to this pound sign, we can board up empty window. Push up, and now that's boarded up. So zombies can't just walk through it. And then we're going to go ahead and smash this, and we're gonna make something. Let's go to our weapons. So we want to make a wooden spear, knife spear. Now if you look at the piercing damage, it does 16 piercing, whereas a wooden spear only does 12. So if we look at what we need a spike, rag or string. What was the spike? How much does that cost to make a spike? We hit Control. We can do Shift F. We can pull things out. Spike requires 2 chunks of steel or 5 scrap metal. Which, if we look at this, if we smash these open, we can get chunks of steel. So we're going to smash those. Now we're going to create a spike. We're going to create one of those. We're going to use the chunks. We're going to use a scrap metal because that's not as useful. Chunks of steel can actually turn into good weapons later. Then we're going to look at what we need. Pointy stick does 10. We want the steel spear, or the excuse me, knife spear. So we need a rag, which we can get from the sheets, and 6 small string, which I think we have 3. So we're going to grab one of the sheets, which is going to be too big for our hands. We're going to apply by pressing A. We're going to apply the stone knife to cut up the sheet. So we're going to press N. We're going to cut that up. We cut 20 rags. So now we're going to get a rag. We're going to go to our inventory, P. We're going to disassemble it. Yes. And so we disassemble that into thread. So now if we go to the crafting menu, we go to the knife spear, 6 small strings. Actually, you know what? We might have to smash this other window, clean it up, get the long string, come over here and inventory, Q, oops, Q. We're going to disassemble the string. Now, when we go to the crafting menu, we should be able to make the knife spear. Now, this is a really awesome weapon. It has a cutting quality of 1, so we can actually use it to cut things up. So we can actually drop the stone knife at this point. But it has a +1 to hit bonus, has 16 piercing. It's a pretty awesome thing to make. Now, comparative to the glass shiv, only does 6. The 2x sword does 12 bashing. 2x sword's alright, but my character is spec'd to piercing damage because, you know, he's a dude like that. The bayonet, you can use spikes to actually attach bayonets. The makeshift crowbar is pretty awesome. I'm going to make one of those also because that basically you can use that to oops, did I just, you know what, I did, okay. I'm going to use a heavy stick. I'm going to use the rag that's nearby. So we're going to look at our inventory. What are we carrying that's so heavy? Let's eat some of these blueberries, eat the strawberries. So we're full, and let's see. Inventory, what do we got? We have 21 storage. We've got the rocks. That's the rags and the rocks. So we're going to drop. Now, in order to drop part of a stack, you actually type a number and then select it. So I want to keep a couple of these rags in case I start bleeding. So I'm going to type 13 and select it. So it's actually going to drop 13 of those rags. Now we can get the makeshift crowbar and the knife spear. Now we're going to go ahead and wield the knife spear. There we go. We're going to get the stone hammer, So we have 14 inventory used. So let's start a little bit of the storage, because we're gonna go. Actually, we haven't checked the basement yet. Let's see if there's any backpacks in here or flashlight. Oh, there's footsteps, which means there's zombies. From the northwest, you hear a whoop. That's a lot. That sounds like a lot of zombies. This might be bad. Oh, it's a child. We're gonna turn safe mode off, and we're gonna stab it. You strike the child for 19 damage, which it's pretty much almost dead. We're just gonna go ahead and stab it again, and again. Oh, and there's another. See, you feel guilty for killing the zombie child. If you kill the zombie children, you feel kind of bad. So if I press V, I can go to my morale modifiers. Guilty about killing. So that'll clear up over time. But you quickly strike the zombie for 17 damage. You strike it again. See, it's pretty heavily injured, and it's dead. Boom. So with our spear, if we hit the @ sign, we can look at our skills. We're fairly proficient with cutting weapons, and now we're learning a lot about piercing weapons. We started at 0, and now we're at 58. So if we just kind of continue to stab the zombies. Now, with our weapon, we're doing a ton of damage, and they're not really getting a chance to strike back. So oh, they hit me in the head. That kind of hurt a little bit. And now I'm kind of dazed. You can see that I'm in a little bit of pain, and my intelligence went down a little bit. It's because my guy is basically just kind of reeling from getting punched in the face. We're continuing to stab. At this situation, oop, that's a pretty nasty zombie. It's a fat zombie. It stumbles as it moves. This corpse of an overweight human regards its surroundings with empty black gaze. So it's the fat zombies typically have a lot more hit points. So we're just kind of stabbing it over and over. It dies again. Now we're gonna wait. Anything? You hear anything? From the northwest, you hear a whump. Well, while that zombie's trying to break the door, we're gonna look at what we got. Some ripped clothing, some boots, a jacket, more clothing, sneakers. Absolutely nothing useful. We hear more whumps. Oh, child, stab the child. It's dead. We hear anything else? Alright, so we're going to hit S to smash, and we're going to smash all these bodies. Now, what smashing the bodies does is it actually, it's effectively like cutting the zombie's head off. So the zombies won't be able to respawn, because typically over time they just get back up. Let's see, so we're just a bunch of ripped clothing. Now, what we're probably going to end up doing with this is cutting that up into rags and using that, ooh, plastic bag of candy. Yum. We're going to use the rags to practice tailoring. Oh, back to some batteries. Ooh, a backpack. We're going to get that. We're going to equip that. We're going to we want to wear the backpack. So now if you look at our inventory, we can hold 61 as opposed to 24 like last time. So now we can hold quite a bit more. Big book of first aid, tin can of tuna fish, some batteries, threads, always good. Wool socks, can't wear. Sweatshirt, matchbook, we want that. And we might as well wear the knit hat. Yeah. There's an actual hammer here. We didn't have to actually make it. Get some batteries. Now what you can do with the radio is you can go to inventory. You can look at the radio, and then you can unload. And what that does is it takes the batteries out. So you go to inventory. Now you just have an empty radio, and you can drop it. It's a good way to get some batteries for you know, your flashlights. Boots, hiking boots, pocket watch. Ooh, cool. We're going to get the pocket watch because now we can actually see what time it is. So we know it's pretty early in the morning. Backpack, sewing kit. Nice. The actual sewing kit is pretty awesome because that means we can fix our clothes. Big book of first aid, more backpack. See, we got clam chowder, some wafers, another sewing kit. You can always go into inventory, sewing kit, unload. That way now we have 2 sewing kits, so we can drop the empty one. Sweater and a backpack. Vitamins, awesome. We're going to go ahead and eat vitamins. You really only get effect of about 2 of them every day, but they do help you stay healthy. Glass jar of pickled herrings, it's awesome. The glass jar what we can do with that is we'll just eat whatever's inside, and we'll use the glass jar to collect water. Curry, ravioli, jeans, which we don't, bandages, awesome. Gasoline lantern, we're going to get that. We're going to activate the gasoline lantern, so now we can see. Blankets, great. Boots, t-shirt, first aid kits, and tent, that's awesome. Winter coat. Right now we're kind of just collecting all the... I got a roll mat too, that's really great, because now we can actually... I didn't mean to pick up that sweatshirt. Canteen, entrenching tool, signal flares, lighter, thread, tin can of meat soup. We got a chocolate bar, hot plate, that's great. We can actually start heating up our food, vitamins, a heat pack. What kind of, we're wearing sneakers. We probably want to get some nicer boots later, but we seem to, oh, there's a flashlight. Let's actually activate our gasoline lanterns, turn that off, activate the flashlight. Now we can see a lot more. Wood axe, awesome. Wood axe is a great weapon. If you look at it, it does 20 bash and 14 cut with the +1 to hit bonus. This is a great weapon. We're gonna, what's, actually no, we're not, it's slow, so we're gonna leave that. We're gonna get the batteries, get the bandages. Okay, so now that we've got all this stuff, we've got some underwear, a tank top, a hoodie, cargo pants, sneakers, and a backpack. So we have basic things, right? So we're going to go upstairs and we're going to make a little stash of our food. We're going to go ahead and drop most of our food. Actually, we want to activate our hot plate. No, we're full, aren't we? We're full. We're going to drop the tin cans of food, and the plastic bags of candy. Drop those, and we're going to eat the plastic, the glass jar of pickled herring. No, we don't need to do that yet. The pickled herring is actually really great food for you. It gives you thirst and it quenches your thirst and it fills you. Pickled herring doesn't sound great, but it's good for you. And then we can go into our inventory. Let's see what else. We probably should turn off our flashlight. Let's just go ahead and activate that so it's turned off. Let's see, we've got the first aid kits, bandages, non-drowsy cough syrup. Now the non-drowsy cough syrup, what we can do with that is we can pour it out and we can use that plastic thing to contain water. So, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna just keep that in inventory. The vitamins we don't need to drop. We don't need those. So we're gonna drop. Let's drop all of them. Just all those. We're not gonna smoke that yet. We're in a little bit of pain. Actually, we're gonna smoke one. Why not? We're gonna keep the plastic canteen in case we find some water. We're gonna drop the rocks. Don't need the batteries right now, or the thread, or the rags. We're gonna drop one of those. We're gonna keep 3 bandages. We're gonna drop 3. We do not need the switchblade. Don't need the sewing kit. Don't need the knife or the hammer or the lockpick. Keep the matchbook. We'll keep the crowbar. We'll drop the lighters. Drop the hot plate. Drop the heat pack. Drop the lantern. So we're gonna go ahead and eat cannabis. So we smoke some weed and get rid of that that pain. And drop those. Drop the rolling papers. We're gonna keep the matchbook. So the crowbar we're going to use to break into buildings. The flashlight, in case it gets dark, it's just handy to have. The bandages in case we start bleeding. First aid kit in case we get hurt. We're going to keep the cough syrup because we're probably going to need to pour it out and collect water. Same thing with the canteen. And the pocket watch just tells us what time it is. So from here, we're going to go to the other evac shelter and see what they got over there. So let's just go out the broken one, and then we just need to kind of do one of these. Now let's turn safe mode back on in case we see anything dangerous. We shouldn't see anything too dangerous out here. Typically when we're out and about in the open, What is that? A pipe. When we're out and about in the open, we don't normally see anything too dangerous. Probably like a cougar is the worst thing we could meet because they make you bleed quite a bit. Same thing with wolves. Wolves are pretty nasty. So we just need to kind of skirt this forest a little bit. And see, we're happy because we enjoyed cannabis. We smoke weed every day. We're gonna 420. What is it? Let's see. And here's the other evac shelter, so we can zoom in a little bit. We don't need to be out here. Just open it up, close the door, and close the windows just in case. It's always good practice to close all the windows and doors in a building because it'll give you a little bit of a little warning whenever zombies are about to show up. Because they won't see through the window, but they'll smash through the door. So we're going to activate our flashlight and go downstairs, and there's a can of beans, chocolate bar, a blanket, and a sweatshirt. So we don't really need any of that. And close the door, go back up, activate our flashlight because it was on, and we're going to activate our knife spear to cut up the sweatshirt. Gets 3 rags, and we're going to drop the blanket because the blanket is it's a tool for sleeping, essentially. You can wear it for warmth, but it encumbers you quite a bit, and it's just heavy, so we're just going to drop it. We could smash these computers and get some just like plastic chunks, but it's better to get a wrench and a screwdriver because then you can actually get a lot of stuff off of it. Like you get all kinds of circuit boards and things like that. So we're gonna head down into the town. We want to hit that grocery store because if we can hit the grocery store and get a shopping cart, then we can really start transporting goods and really start thinking about moving around. So one of the best ways of approaching a town... Oh, what's this? Is it a car crash? Yeah, sometimes these cars have items in, like right here. Get items. Jack and a wheel. Don't need those. So we just need to head straight south. Now, the best way to approach a town is kind of skirting it from the outside and kind of poking your head in and seeing what's there. With all of the normal zombies, you're not going to see anything too dramatically scary. Like, you're not going to see a shocker zombie or anything like that. So in order to jump this fence, you hit E and you activate the chain link fence, and you hop over. Let's see what else we got. What do we got? We got an LCD screen. We don't need that. Let's see. Well, what is this? This is a radio tower. Let's see. Trash can. Empty sink. Empty refrigerator. Oh, here. You can close that window. Cannot close the window. Okay, I guess it didn't have a sheet over it or a curtain. So E, we could fill up our canteen. We are not going to drink that water because it's not clean yet. We have to boil it. So we need to find a pot or create a stone pot, which we can do later. I just realized the music had been off. But what we can do is we can pour out our cough syrup if we really need to, and fill it up. So what do we got here? We got a recording area. We got national weather transcripts. Reading this book affects your morale by -1. I guess it's just really boring. I guess it's like a sound room studio. We got the Tanaka. No, we need that. Oh, zombie to the south. Let's see. We can shift V, tab, and then we can see it. It is hostile and is uninjured. Human body swaying as it moves. An unstoppable rage is visible beneath its oily black eyes. So we're just gonna ignore it and shut that. That's the front door. So if you look at our map, directly across the street is a fast food restaurant, and next to us is the grocery store. So we want to go out the back. Nope, That zombie figured it out. Yep. Okay. So we're just gonna let him walk into the door frame. We're gonna turn that off. Just gonna let him walk into the door frame. Stab him. And smash him. What did he have? He had some aspirin. Awesome. Ooh, a nail gun. It's an interesting weapon because you can actually shoot nails, which nails, unless you're building things, are kind of useless. But I'm not going to pick it up because it's kind of heavy. See, it's 3. Eh. We can't shut that door anymore because the corpse is in the way. Let's wait a minute and see if. Come on, just keep coming, buddy. If we can kind of lure them one at a time and pick them off, then this is good. Stab, 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 dies. Smash it. See what it got. It had cargo shorts. What kind of pants do we have? We have cargo pants. Okay, so those are better than the cargo shorts. So I don't think anything else is coming. We're going to turn safe mode back on. We'll wait a little bit. See anybody? No? Okay. So we're going to come out the back. We're going to jump the fence again. And to look around corners, you wouldn't want to actually move around the corner. If you hit Shift X, you can kind of move your body a little bit, and then you look down, but there's nothing over there, so we're pretty safe. Shift X, look around the corner, nothing over there. So let's just kind of creep on by. There's a cop car up there, I think. Oh, zombie child. Where's the zombie child? View. It's all the way over there, and it probably saw us. So we're gonna ignore that specific one, let it come to us. Come on. There we go. And let it come to us. Then we're gonna stab it. Kill it. We're gonna smash it and check it. No candy for me? Okay. Well, that was pretty. Shift X. Look around the corner. No zombies. Nope, there was a zombie. Ignore it. Let's go to Shift V. It's straight down below us. We're just going to give it time to walk over. Yeah. Come on, Mr. Zombie. Come on. No, I get you. You're there. We're going to stab it, and stab it. And it's dead. Right, look, there's nothing important on it. Another zombie. Oh, yeah. Come on, big guy. Just gonna go around the corner in case something else decides to come up. Stab it, and stab it. And it's dead. Smash it. We're gonna look at the body. Anything interesting? Shattered raincoat. That's pretty good. Rain is a big problem in this game because it gets you wet, and when it gets you wet, you get cold. And if you get cold, then you can get sick. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick that up, and we're going to store it. And then we're going to... Look at all that food. Oh no, it's just zombies. View them. They're pretty far away. They're down the street. Okay. Let's turn safe mode off. Can we get in? Yes, we can. Shut that door. Can we close the windows? Can't close that window. Okay. Oh. Let's see what we got. Candy. Okay, we're gonna do V. Shift V. We want pork sticks are good. Macaroni, salt water. We can pour that out. Gallon jugs of ammonia, that's pretty good. We could pour the gallon jug out and get a gallon of water. Heat packs are alright. Rubber boots, oranges, we can eat those. Those are going to expire, so we want to eat those right away. Pulp zombie corpse. Start close. Plastic bottle of clean water. That's what we want right there. It's the first thing we're going to eat. Clean water. Now, yes. Now we're not. Come over here and get this stuff. We're gonna eat the orange. Save the game. Orange. Yes. Okay, so we're in pretty good condition. We're full. We got plenty of food around us. Got some beer. What do we got? Frozen burritos. Yogurt, can't eat because we're lactose intolerant. More beer. More beer. More bottled lemonade. What's good about the plastic cup things is that we can actually use those plastic cups, or the plastic bottles, excuse me, to contain water later. So I prefer those over the aluminum can drinks. That's just personal preference, I guess. So if we come over to the plastic bottle of salt water and the gallon jug, what we're going to do is go to our inventory and go to this gallon jug of ammonia, and we're going to unload it onto the ground. Yes. And we're going to look over here. We've got rubber boots, which rubber boots prevent your feet from getting wet, and you can wear them with a raincoat, and you're pretty much, you know, immune to rain. With good hiking boots, though, they're pretty much pointless. Dust masks, they protect the face, but they don't really do anything. I just kind of ignore them. Powdered eggs, gross. Glass jar, they're kind of heavy. Heat pack, we can use it to heat up some food later. Plastic bag, probably. Like, a lot of this is junk food, and while it'll fill you, it's not going to perish, so I don't need to get it right now. Oh, seasoned salt, nice. Graham crackers. Oh, macaroni. Zen and the art of archery. Bring your archery skill up to 3. Not bad. Bring your survival skill to 3. That's a pretty good book. We want that. Outdoor adventures. Can bring your survival skill to 1. Can be understood by beginners. Well, since it's yellow, I can't really use it because I already have my survival at 1. Milk balls. Pork sticks. Yeah, let's get those. Candy, we don't really need that right now. Cracklings. Cracklings will rot, so we'll just grab them. So now we can check the house across the way. We could check the storefront. I don't know what that storefront is. Clothing store. The clothing store might have a better backpack. What do we got? We got 54 of 61. It might be a good thing to just fill our inventory with whatever we can find and head back to the evac shelter and just, you know, we're going to do that. Okay, so we're full. What we're going to do is we're going to close all that. We're going to leave. Once we go around the corner, they're going to lose track, so then we can just run away. Zip. Southwest is a zombie. I guess they did kind of follow the... They're too far away to really do anything. So we can kind of cut across a little bit, and then we're going to head back home. So that was a pretty productive first day. We can go ahead and drop our food. Second pair, we're going to eat that. Drop the book. Alright, real quick before I sign off for the first video, we're going to go ahead and create a makeshift funnel. If we go to the creating menu, Control F, makeshift funnel. What this does is you use a cutting tool to cut the gallon jug to a funnel. And what you can do with that is you can then look, see I've got a plastic bottle, just an empty plastic bottle. You can go outside and I can activate the makeshift funnel, which sets it down right there. I go and I drop a plastic bottle, empty one. And what that does is it's going, whenever it rains, it's going to funnel the rainwater into that. So then I can actually have a bottle of water. So now if we look into our inventory, did I not have a bottle of regular water? Glass jar, thread, evac, vitamins, stone knife, gasoline lantern, cannabis, plastic, water. Okay, so we're going to clean this water. So we need a container to cook it with, which is going to be the stone pot, because we didn't actually find a pot. So if we go here and go Control F, stone pot, or actually our survival skill isn't high enough. Dang, we're going to need a real pot. Next time we'll boil some water. I'm just going to go and drop it because this will probably make us throw up. water. Eat. Hair. Where's our sewing kit? And activate our sewing kit on the raincoat. Oh, I destroyed it. Oh well. Well, you know, stuff happens. Alright, well thanks for watching. Next time we're going to move back into town, maybe pick up a few more zombies, and then try and clear out